Welcome to the Beefy Pod, the official podcast of Beefy, the multi-chain yield optimizer getting you some of the best yield in all of DeFi. I'm your host, Jorge, with the man, the myth, the legend, the animal from down under, the human, potentially AI monster masterpiece on the other end, the Beefy cow. And boy, has it been bad. We go on a break for about 2 weeks, and the market's like, you know what? Let's just go ahead and dump. TBC, tell me about the dumps. Tell me what is going on?
Tell you about depression. I don't know what type of pills I'm supposed to be on now. Is still a thing? Because I'm gonna buy that and I'm gonna stack those bags and I'm just gonna pass it out at the next convention, man. Hey, Bitcoin conference, here's your depression pills. Because I saw that Bitcoin dropped below $100,000 and it's apparently the end of the world. And that 3i Atlas thing is coming here to take everything to zero. So, yeah. Another week of bad news, Jorge. Sorry about it. Bitcoin slipped near to $98,000, making it the third major drop this month and triggering over $700 million in long liquidations. Sorry, everybody who was going long on that. I guess you didn't see the gigantic alien asteroid shifting positions and planning to crash into Earth. Yeah. The decline was driven by the falling crypto-related crypto-related stocks. What are those? Why are those a thing? Fading hopes of December Fed cut. Yeah, well, I mean, the Fed's probably gonna cut, but like it's not called December for nothing. The institution outflows from Bitcoin ETFs were not also a positive thing. So Jorge, did you sell all your Bitcoin like 2 months ago and then spend the last 2 weeks on a Caribbean island?
Oh, TBC, you hit mute.
No, I didn't. I didn't hit mute. Damn it, you federal agents, let me finish my read before you mute me. Come on now. Jorge, I was going to ask you,
so what were you asking me?
You sold your Bitcoin 2 months ago and decided to take 2 weeks on a Caribbean island drinking fancy drinks out of a pineapple with little umbrellas.
I mean, I have not sold, to my dismay. I have not sold. If I do, I would only keep ETH probably, and then everything else I might move into Zcash or Monero, as we'll probably end up discussing that in a little bit. But I think the big thing here is that people were expecting, didn't expect for Bitcoin to keep going lower. It went as low as 95K, people. And I think with the government reopening, everybody thought it was going to be flush with liquidity, that everything was going to be better. But I think the overall sentiment is people are just not sure. The one thing markets like more than deregulation is certainty, is knowing how the rules are and how things are going to work. And nobody, it seems like every day there's some new change, things are going on, and nobody knows. It also, the other markets, stocks, gold, even silver, have all been performing extremely well. And we haven't seen that come to crypto yet. Now, chances are maybe 2026 is a better year. Maybe since October and November, which are typically the best months for crypto, have been the worst months. Maybe instead December will be a pump.
Pump-tember.
I don't know. Yeah. But I'm still pretty optimistic overall. I have my concerns, but I do think we're long-term going to be headed in a good direction. So I'm not out of hope. I might sell everything else but Ethereum and then, just slowly accumulate it again. But I don't know, TBC. This looks pretty bad. I'm not going to lie. It is looking really bad out there. Really bad. TBC.
Yeah.
How are you doing? How is life treating you?
I don't want to talk
How's your mental health?
It's been an exciting month of November so far. I don't. You know what? I'll be honest. November has traditionally always been the most brutal month, I think, for me in crypto. I remember many times sitting there,
Yep.
uh, preparing a Thanksgiving dinner, only to watch a bloodbath happen in the markets, and I go, "Why am I doing this? Why do I do this with my life? Why am I involved?" But then I realized, hey, um, you got in this to save the world from terrible financial oligarchs who have been
Right.
swiping our liquidity from us, stealing our wealth, enslaving us. And I said to myself, yeah, you just stick with it, man. You got this. You build the next new world. And then we invited them into the system, and I'll tell you what, I started as a Bitcoin maxi and
Yeah.
turned into a degenerate. And I wonder if the same thing's going to happen to Michael Saylor. Do you think Michael Saylor is going to be become a degen here soon enough, Jorge?
You think Michael Saylor's going to come to the crypto conference where they're passing the anti-anxiety drugs and
Yes.
antidepressants? The Kawaii girls are passing them out
Yes.
so they can infiltrate Americans.
He's gonna be tripping
You
on
think
some
Michael Saylor's
Zoloft.
going to be there? Well, a lot of people thought so. Oh, he's going to be tripping off Zoloft. Definitely. I mean, so this week, people also started freaking out about Michael Saylor because people started seeing transactions on the obviously on the Bitcoin ledger and
Uh-oh.
started thinking that he was selling. Now, Michael Saylor has come out and has denied rumors that his company is selling its Bitcoin holdings. The denials come amid MicroStrategy's liquidated large amount claims that MicroStrategy has liquidated large amounts of Bitcoin. Saylor emphasized that the company remains committed to its strategy and is in fact accelerating its purchases. So I mean, people thought that he was selling 47,000. Apparently he is buying more. I think people need to remember when someone asked Michael Saylor, "Hey, can we know what your Bitcoin wallets are so that way we can monitor the Bitcoin on hand?" And the irony of him being like, no, I don't think we need to do that. So, I mean, people are really, you're either taking him at his word or you're doubting him. And I think there's lots of people that are starting to doubt him. Choose Rich Nick. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that guy. Kind of a funny character. I like his silly videos. He posted a flurry of super emotional videos, saying that Michael Saylor's doing all this crap, that it's a scam, that he's Ponzi, whatever. And maybe
Okay.
he is.
Run with it.
It's certainly possible. I mean, Bitcoin itself is not a Ponzi, but the way they're issuing stock and other things to buy more and such arguably could be a Ponzi. So I guess the point of this story, ladies and gentlemen, is to point out that people are losing faith in Michael Saylor, and he doesn't have the grip on the entire crypto community or Bitcoin maxis like he used to. So I don't know. It seems like things are fine for now. TBC, do you think that
I
MicroStrategy
think
might be on the
MicroStrategy might
verge
be
of
buying
collapse?
Zcash. Is what I think's going on. I I don't think MicroStrategy is in trouble. I'm gonna hop on that Michael Saylor bandwagon. What
TBC,
Michael
you muted
Saylor?
again.
Let me give my opinions before. What is going on today? This is a nightmare. Get out of my computer. Right? I'm gonna have to throw this laptop out again.
Donald Trump is in his office, like, make sure to disrupt TBC.
Yeah,
He
God,
can't say the
Donald, dude,
true
just let
word
me
of
do my
crypto.
thing. All right, I'm sure.
Let him go.
Stop it.
By the way, make sure I'm
Stop
not on the
it.
Epstein files.
Stop
Love
it.
you.
He should have. You guys should use They should be using Zcash for payments because it's surging. Did you see that Zcash is surging? Because apparently somebody is buying Zcash. Somebody. I don't know why. I thought Zcash was something that went away with Litecoin. I don't know. Anyway, Zcash. Hold on. I got to do the read first before
Well,
Jorge.
Sorry.
The producer of this
Do your
episode
read.
is going to
Do
yell
your
at us
read.
again and beat us. Zcash, that's the ZEC symbol. One that I couldn't even tell you the last time I ever thought about it. It's breaking out. It's breaking out while broader crypto market remains in consolidation. What's going on here? It's climbing roughly 9% in 24 hours. And I think we just checked before this episode. It's like up 25% or something over like this week. I don't know.
I mean, this year it's up from
What?
from $58 on September 24th to $686 and growing. In the past 24 hours, it's up 25%. And the volume is up 70% in the past 24 hours.
That's suspicious, Jorge. I should have definitely did more research before reading the story. But it was Zcash, and who the F cares? Something. Privacy-focused projects, upgrades like Halo and Orchid. Oh, Halo? I know something about Halo. You want to play some Halo after this? But the good Halo, not like that crap these alphas play these days. This story's gone to hell. What's your point here on Zcash, Jorge? It's like butcher.
No, I mean, so for me, you got,
Yes.
and now for those of you that watch this show religiously,
Yes.
you'll remember that one of my predictions was that
It did.
Monero
It
was
broke
going
out
to
the
break
wrong
out,
direction.
which by the way, it is breaking out, but not like, no, it is breaking out. It looks like it's going to break its all-time high soon. However, I didn't anticipate the hack that was going on in the background, unfortunately, that people would 51% attack the chain. It was not on my bingo card, but Zcash is just performing insanely well. I mean, it's unbelievable. You know, congrats to the Zcash community. You have been waiting a long time. Yeah, but
Yes.
what I think is really notable here, TBC, is that it's a bull market in privacy coins. It's basically an overall pump and also an increase in awareness.
You think that's what's going on here?
And it seems
I don't know if I
like,
agree with that.
you know, well, I think this is my conspiracy hat, everyone. I'm putting on my tinfoil hat here. I normally don't do this, but for all of you, I am. I think that the rise of Palantir technologies like that Peter Thiel invest in to promote the end of the world and the future social credit score and all that nonsense is kind of creating an interest for people to be able to be self-sovereign and also add privacy. And in my opinion, my very humble opinion, is that everybody deserves financial privacy, and the vast majority of the transactions done in privacy coins are mostly how do you say, pretty normal, actually, nothing really that crazy. It's a very small amount that's used for criminality. And I know there might be a moral question somewhere in between, but I think everybody deserves privacy, whether it's financial or in your home or on your phone. And more, the growth of Palantir, the amount of data that people can collect on you is growing at an incredibly fast rate. We are losing our privacy every single day, especially in the digital realm. So you know what? I'm here for it. I love seeing Zcash pump. I love seeing XMR pump. I love that people in the crypto space are getting more acclimated with actually a really great use case. There's so much BS and we discuss this a lot, TBC and I do. But privacy is actually one of the few spaces that is like a fantastic use case. And what makes Zcash different from Monero, and why I think it's pumping harder than Monero, is that Monero is banned in a lot of places, but Zcash does allow for transactions that can be seen on the ledger. And then if you want to use privacy, then you can use it. So by having that duality of playing both sides I think that's why it's
So
performing so well. People just have more access
why is
to it.
Monero banned?
TBC. Monero is banned in some places because it's only used for not only used for criminality, but
Is
there's
it? Wait a
it's
minute. Is it
always
physical
private.
cash always private
And because
too?
exactly. Exactly. I know. I think the same thing. And then something to note here too is that along with people becoming very interested in Zcash, there's the ZK Snark infrastructure, which is increasing its interest, and upgrades like Halo and Orchard are around the corner, which are going to help with Zcash's scalability. So soon, Zcash is going to be really fast, really accessible, and easy to use. As I've heard from people that Zcash kind of has a tricky wallet setup, but for the next episode, I will
You gonna
mess
set up a
around
wallet online
with
as we
Zcash
record?
a little bit.
Oh, okay. Next episode,
Not
everybody.
now,
Tune in for that,
but
riveting.
I
As
will
Jorge
mess with
writes
it.
down a seed phrase and sends a transaction.
Yes, I will write a seed phrase down. But TBC, although Zcash and Monero are pumping, it looks like the rest of the market is dumping. And everybody's favorite person that won finance back in 12, 11, is back. Kathy Wood is buying the dip. You heard it, ladies and gentlemen. She's buying BitMine, and she is on it. ARK Invest resumed its crypto equity accumulation, purchasing 169,407 shares of BitMine and 75,515 shares of Bullish during the pullback. These buys signal that ARK is still confident in the crypto market. Now, TBC, let's be real.
Okay.
The last time she won was Tesla. She was buying that like crazy. And then as far as I know, she hasn't really had any big wins after. You know, is she just losing her mind? Is she buying the dip like crazy? And no one and everybody is selling it to her, TBC. What do you think?
You make money when prices go down. So I think that's what's happening here. And I don't know. Like I said, everything's manipulated at this point. I'm just trying to get out without a bad haircut. So she purchased 75,000 shares of Bullish. Okay, I think that's we got 3 million here roughly, and then ARK bought some bit shares of 7 million. I mean, it's like, what's the big deal here? This is like, we're talking like a $8 million buy of investments. So that's essentially, you know, what I'm doing before breakfast every day. So come on, ARK, step it up, right? I'm gonna have to go put an 8 mil buy in on Zcash. I was unaware of it, so yeah, whatever.
I mean, you know, before we keep talking about ARK, I mean, something that's important to understand here is there's still not a whole lot of information as to why Zcash is pumping. That's my tinfoil hat theory, is that people just
I don't know. I don't think
their
so.
privacy is going away.
That's definitely not my take on it.
Control.
I think my take is somebody knows something that's somebody's planning to do something with Zcash, and they're packing bags now. That's what's happening. That's usually, it's insider information. Yeah, it's all insider information. Is that what you're saying? It's all, you know. Oh. That's it. That's all. That's how. Anytime something moves like this, it's not because the market's like, oh, all of a sudden I care about my privacy. No, I don't buy it, Jorge. I don't think most people give two shits about their privacy. I've seen how people use their cell phones and the crap they post on the internet. They're certainly not going to be like, yes, I need to buy some Zcash now. The only people buying Zcash are likely, you know, the criminals and the government, which, you know, same thing. They're the ones that are like, oh, the AI could track us now. Maybe we have to.
But do you think that ARK Invest has insider knowledge?
Yes, I think
about BitMine and Bullish.
When these people move, just assume they have insider information and follow them. Listen, guys, we all have to pivot because Nancy Pelosi is out of the game. All right. She's out of the game.
That's true.
We're done.
She's out of the
We
game.
got no
We
one
can't
else to
copy her
follow,
trades
so we gotta
anymore.
we gotta look for a new one. Maybe it's ARK. Okay, I don't know. Hey,
Maybe it's Hakeem
I don't
Jeffries.
think anyone could trade.
Can he trade like Nancy
is
did?
there a,
now
is there
that
a
he's in
Trader
charge
Hall
of the
Fame?
house?
Because like they need to build a fucking statue for that woman. That woman is God.
They do. They absolutely do.
Yes. Let's talk about December.
But my friend,
Jorge. December. Anyway,
December. The bearish December.
So apparently, the story comes out of Cointelegraph, known for their excellent journalism, and messaging me about 125 times a week in my DMs for interviews. So, December rate cut odds fall below 50%. Okay. Market probability of the December Federal Reserve rate cuts has dropped to around 45.9%. There we go. Down from 67% earlier this month. So we're now betting on odd. And I mean, we're reporting on odds of degenerates who are betting on rate cuts. This is
probably why the
because
market
all
is
of a
down.
sudden the market's like, no. Let's try to short the Fed rates.
Well, this was his comment that made people lose their shit, which is there were strongly differing views about how to proceed in December. A further reduction in the policy rate at the December meeting is not a foregone conclusion. Far from it. Policy is not on a preset course. So basically, he's saying that they don't know what they're going to do.
Okay.
And that is sending everyone in a panic because it's like I mentioned earlier,
correct.
people like certainty.
Yes.
Markets like certainty. And I think like also another reason I think Bitcoin is dumping, although I didn't find a lot on this, is that the October jobs data is not reported. So this combination of not knowing the jobs data, which builds uncertainty, and also no certainty on whether we're getting a rate cut is just dumping the crypto market harder. To be fair, when this news came out, also equities went down. So it's definitely an across the market thing. So I mean, TBC, we will see what happens. But TBC, are you excited to use your Bitcoin to buy things?
When I read this, right? So the headline, Jorge wrote my stories this week. I'll be honest, I've been pretty drunk, and I don't really care. Yeah. So it says Square enables Bitcoin Lightning payments for 4 million merchants, and I'm not gonna lie. When I went over this the first time, I was like, "What? Bitcoin is now merging with Final Fantasy," and I thought, Square.
Final
right? Square's the developer of Final Fantasy and all the RPG, and I thought, we're gonna have microtransactions now from Square, which. So I could say, by the way, kids out there, I know you're all young and whatever, because you're definitely, you 15-year-olds that are tuning into this to hear Jorge talk about betting on Chairman Powell's investment advice. But like, seriously, go play Final Fantasy VI. What a great game. Excellent game. Best game ever. Chrono Trigger, tremendous. Go play your pixel games, folks. Right? Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one. Chrono Trigger is great.
Into a podcast where we talk about positive things like how Square is remaking all the Final Fantasies again for a new mobile device because they're too lazy to develop real games. Anyway, the other Square, the one you guys care about, is rolling out Bitcoin Lightning Network payments with instant settlement and zero fees through 2027. So that looks like fun, I guess. Merchants can choose to settle in BTC or convert to fiat, potentially expanding mainstream Bitcoin payments and facing volatility and, of course, regulatory changes. Anyway, listen, I'm all for this. I don't care. I'm not in the camps of the people who are like, the Lightning Network, blah, blah, blah. Now, listen, these people are the only ones that I feel that are in this industry that are still trying to onboard people into crypto. Because I don't think anyone else is anymore. I literally, like, who's talking about crypto at the Thanksgiving dinner table this year? Is your uncle going to bring it up? No. So it's Square. It's literally Square.
No one is talking
like,
about
hey,
it.
guys, we're supposed to onboard people instead of just try to dump on each other over and over for the rest of us that are trapped in this hellhole landscape that Jorge depresses me about every week. Jorge, are you happy that Bitcoin Lightning payments are expanding to even more merchants?
I mean,
Good.
I am.
Oh, God.
If Satoshi
Don't do
Nakamoto is alive, this would actually be news that he would want to see, because it's supposed to be digital cash, and it's good to see it being used. That being said, when Tesla made it possible for you to buy your Tesla car in Bitcoin,
well,
they literally only had one
because
sale.
who wants to trade Bitcoin for a car?
So
when
I just
Bitcoin
don't
go up and car go down.
Exactly. Who want to trade Bitcoin for cash when cash go down?
The problem with
coin go
Bitcoin
up?
is that
So, I mean-
it went up. Stop going up.
Sorry, I
Stop
feel
going
so
up, Bitcoin,
stupid
so we can
saying
start
that.
using you correctly on your very slow network of transactions.
Right. Look,
Yes.
I personally think it's good. Is it going to be, the real question is not if it's good or not. I think it is good for Bitcoin. I think both of us agree on that. But at the end of the day, it's if people are actually going to use it. So, I mean, here's the benefit though. Here's a benefit as to why this is good.
Well,
Bitcoin
not this
keeps
week.
going up, right? As Bitcoin, no. But if Bitcoin keeps going up, then that means you're beating inflation. When you're paying with Bitcoin, you're buying groceries that are depreciating in value. You're buying items that are becoming cheaper in Bitcoin terms. If you only held cash, right, then everything's becoming more expensive. If you only held Bitcoin and everybody accepts Bitcoin, then everything is getting cheaper. So in a way, I definitely see a scenario where people could use it.
Because
but are people going to be that
No one
thoughtful?
thinks like that, Jorge.
I don't think so.
And no one thinks in terms of government spending and inflation. Nobody thinks, because who wants to? I don't blame normal people in their lives who are just mad that ground beef costs another $1, right? Or soy costs another $4. Like, I'm not mad about it.
Soy has gone up in price. The vegan can confirm that. Yes, it has gone up. My soy milk has gone up by $2.
I wouldn't stand
Walmart.
for it, Jorge. I would get all you. You should get all your soy boys
I just
together.
want my
and start
estrogen.
taking on Walmart. Take that, Walmart. How dare you? Is there a chart somewhere where I could see the price of soy milk to Bitcoin? Like, is there it's
definitely gotten cheaper in Bitcoin. It's not
soy
even
milk
close.
isn't outperforming BTC this year.
No, it's soy as a crop.
Okay.
Is definitely
All right,
not outperforming
See?
BTC.
We gotta start
but it's doing
onboard the
pretty well though. But
vegans.
still, or it's
Square,
done pretty
what are
well
you
over the
waiting
years.
for? Go to the soy markets. That's where the money is to be made. That's what I'm saying.
Vegans would probably
What the hell are we waiting for?
Bitcoin
What are you
for
waiting
what
for?
it's worth. They probably would use Bitcoin.
Oh God, not BlackRock.
With that being said, TBC. It's time to talk about your dad, who never ever
Stop it.
called you. He left to buy cigarettes and never came back. Larry Fink's BlackRock's $2.5 billion tokenized fund is listed as collateral on Binance. This was a move I didn't see coming, And honestly,
Too
I'm
late,
gonna have
sucker.
to start buying BNB.
You missed the pump.
I just
So was it like 4 weeks ago? You're like,
but look here.
Wait, shut up. You're like,
BlackRock.
TBC.
Wait,
Do you know
hold
why
on, hold
BNB
on,
is pumping? I'm
hold
like,
on.
I don't know. It's probably some sort of insider thing, right? And here we go. A month later, you're reading the story. Read it, Jorge. Okay.
BlackRock owns a lot of BNB. That's what I'm gathering from this. It says BlackRock's BITL fund, BITL tokenized dollar liquidity fund, has reached $2.5 billion in assets and is now approved as off-exchange collateral for Binance institutional traders. A new share class has also launched on BNB chain, expanding its use in DeFi. So, I mean, really, this is more a story about BNB than it is about BlackRock. I mean, I think like there was this honestly, I love Ethereum. This isn't me shitting on Ethereum, but it kind of is. What is BlackRock trying to do with crypto? You know, the whole thing about BlackRock using Ethereum and institutions using Ethereum, the whole point of it is that Ethereum, the chain never shuts off. There's much more independent validators, and it's a
cares about
much
that,
more
Jorge?
decentralized blockchain.
They don't care.
So look, all I'm saying is TBC, it makes me skeptical about BNB. The reality is that BNB has like what? How many validators?
Probably. Yeah, just a couple of them.
Like 7 or something. Yeah, like this is how many they have. The point is, I'm putting it on the screen right here. That's why my hand is waving, TBC.
It says 7.
It's going to be here.
That's amazing.
But it's just a very centralized chain. And if anything, I'm skeptical for BlackRock's reason for getting on BNB. But something else to note is that BNB has a ton of liquidity. It's a huge chain. And there probably are institutions that I would gamble are on the eastern side of the world that BlackRock wants to participate with. Mm-hmm. So if anything, we got to keep our eyes on BNB. Yes.
Okay,
TBC.
Let me just go. Okay. Wait, hold
your other dad,
hold on.
Because TBC has multiple fathers.
Isn't that interesting? I'm sure there's no relation, but I'm pretty sure we did a story about someone who something with Binance went to jail and then got a pardon recently. And we were all like, and you're like, what does he need to pardon for? Is there a reason? What's going on? What's the big deal? And then, I don't know. There's literally nothing going on.
Totally not corrupt. Pardon.
All of a sudden, BlackRock's like, we got trillions of dollars. We're going to put it in Binance stuff. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure nothing's going on in the background. And you're like, why aren't people using Ethereum? It's because the Ethereum Foundation apparently doesn't know how to do backroom deals with these people. That's it. What's wrong with you?
They're too clean.
Like, can you see Vitalik in a back room, like around just sitting there sipping a drink with a cigar with like Larry Fink? Like, could you imagine that image in your head? And they're just like, hey, let's do some transactions, right? You know, like, and like Vitalik's like, like, come on. He's not right. He's not a people person, right?
I've definitely.
He's still like, he belongs like, you know, no offense to Vitalik, but he's a cool guy. But he belongs hanging out in like a basement somewhere with like the Pirates Bay founder, you know, not rubbing shoulders with the, you know, the financialist industrial complex that exists. Come on now. All right. Anyway, so let's talk about
Right. I mean, but now that you mention that, I think like one thing that's going to add to Ethereum, I think CoffeeZilla has done a really good job of pointing out a lot of the shortfalls within the crypto space and all the scammers. And I think the one thing that makes Vitalik so valuable is that Ethereum itself has been so clean. They've like really stayed tried and true to what they've done. If we're looking at a long-term bet, a lot of other layer 1 chains look dirty. A lot of other layer 1 chains are doing weird shit. And Vitalik is here just like staying in his lane, making incredible technology, building like what is supposed to be kind of like the world supercomputer that is going to offer you decentralized finance, gaming, entertainment. There's going to be so much that can be built. And I think this slow and steady and wins the race mentality that the Cardano people have been talking about forever it was actually, I hate to be the one to say it, TBC. I hate to be the one to tell you, Cardano people, but it's very obvious that that Ethereum
they have something
has
called,
always
I
been
think,
doing
values, and I got to be careful with that, right? Yeah. That word
and integrity,
that word.
integrity,
like, which is, you know, in crypto. Come on, like, who's investing in integrity?
Right.
I agree.
No, I mean,
right now.
I will sell everything else in my portfolio.
Sell everything right now.
Except
do it.
I'm not doing it on camera, but I would rather sell everything else in my portfolio before I sell Ethereum. It's just, it's so consistent. The network continues to grow, and I just think Vitalik is much more trustworthy and has better intentions than CZ or most of these other people. Look, at the end of the day, there's a lot of business involved, and I get that, and people have to make money. But what we want to see is like decentralization. We want to see privacy. We want to see people that are becoming more self-sovereign, and it's very obvious who actually cares about that and who doesn't. So you know what, if that's Vitalik, if you're watching this, you keep eating salads in the basement with the guy from Pirate Bay. Dead. Keep doing your thing.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Oh,
it's awkward now. It's awkward.
That guy's best friend.
Let's transition to another awkward topic.
Okay, sorry.
Yes.
Hey.
Oh my God.
TBC, it's your other dad that smoked cigarettes and never came back. Okay. Tell me
Coinbase launches a
what's
token
going on
sale
with Coinbase.
platform with guardrails. Coinbase has launched a token sale platform aimed at avoiding the chaos of past ICO cycles. The platform uses allocation algorithms. Oh boy, God, that was difficult. USDC only payments, full verification requirements, and 6-month issuer lockups to ensure structure and compliant public token offerings. So, we're gonna have better token launches, Jorge. I think that's what we're getting at here. I don't know. It's
right. You know, it's also
Let's
important
go.
to mention Monad will be the first.
Let's go.
Let's go, Monad.
Oh,
a partner of Beefy.
Anyway. Yeah. So new token sale platforms for retail
points.
investors. Good for them. Yeah. The algorithmic allocations that term's got to go. The algo. That's rough.
I mean, if I could just say something, I think this is a good thing. You can buy like initial stock off. Well, not the initial stock offerings that are done in private equity, but when the stock is issued, you can buy it on day one. I mean, I don't understand why we shouldn't be able to do the same with Monad. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, just because this is happening, and I'm glad we're seeing stuff like this that's a little more transparent, something to note is, and I'm just saying, Coinbase launches, everybody remembered how Base performed. It just dumped so hard when it launched. You remember TBC? It was a wreck. I mean,
okay.
It was basically
okay.
So
wow.
This is exciting, but in my experience, the first week or whatever it is, there's a lot of dumping. So, just make sure you're out there managing your risk. That's all I have to say about that. TBC? You remember?
Yeah, that's a good. No comments. I love Base. Great chainer, but I'm not, no comments here. I was not ready for that. Anyway, oh my God. Yes, congratulations.
And a big congrats to Monad.
Good job.
Like,
that's huge.
Great work to be the
That's
first.
Huge. Hope everything
works
out for everybody. I hope everybody
that's awesome. Good for them.
Gets wealthy off this. Congratulations to all involved, because this is We need a win, folks. We need a win. We need a win. And we hope all you.
We need a win. We need a win. And to be fair, TB, I don't know if you've had the pleasure of meeting the Monad folks, but I've met them at the ETH conference in Denver, I want to say 2 years ago, and I was very impressed with their team and how knowledgeable they were. We did that interview. We'll put a link right here with, I forget his name, but with that guy from Monad, and I think he was really cool. And we appreciate you taking the time with us. That was a lot of fun. So, good for Monad, but really good for the consumer. I really hope that this can be done in an organized way, and hopefully everybody is successful. But please manage your risk. Even when stocks go out on the first day, typically they dump. So just keep that in mind if you're participating. Yes. Now, TBC, I hate to tell you, a few episodes ago, I predicted that the Supreme Court would probably shut down Trump's tariffs. And I also predicted that this would be one of the catalysts for the bull market. With that being said, it looks like, not confirmed, but I might be right. The Supreme Court is weighing whether Donald Trump exceeded his presidential authority by using International Emergency Economic Powers Act, or the IEEPA, to impose sweeping global tariffs, a major test of executive power and congressional trade authority. Justices from across the ideological spectrum voiced serious, and I mean serious, doubts during their oral arguments over whether legislation ever meant to allow tariff imposition and whether such actions trigger the major questions doctrine. So, TBC, before we discuss, I'm going to put this video right here of some of these guys doubting Trump's lawyer.
Can you point to any other place in the code or any other time in history where that phrase, together regulate importation, has been used to confer tariff imposing authority?
Liberal Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson said IEEPA was intended to limit presidential authority, not expand it.
It's pretty clear that Congress was trying to constrain the emergency powers of the president in IEEPA. So it seems a little inconsistent to say that we have to interpret a statute that was designed to constrain presidential authority, consistent with an understanding that Congress wanted the president to have essentially unlimited authority.
Conservative Chief Justice John Roberts asked Sauer whether Trump has intruded onto the authority delegated to Congress in the Constitution.
Well, it's two-facing. Yes, of course, tariffs and dealings with foreign powers, but the vehicle is imposition of taxes on Americans, and that has always been the core power of Congress.
Yeah.
Okay, so TBC, as you can see clearly, it's looking like Trump's tariffs are going to be shut down, likely, and they mentioned in the video I just showed that it would be a huge mess when they try to refund people, because we don't actually know what happens with all the tariff revenues. It's basically confirmed that the tariffs are a tax on Americans, and it's also Trump recently this week removed tariffs on beef, coffee, and a couple other grocery items in order to, in his words, lower inflation. So there's an admission that he knows that the tariffs are raising prices. So, I think if the judges don't do it, there's a chance that maybe Trump might be overextended and remove the tariffs. But the big thing here is that no company wants these tariffs, or at least most of the ones that we're seeing don't need to happen. And I really think that this is bullish.
This is a stretch.
I know, it's like, look, if they remove the tariffs and all these companies get their money back, and it'll be a mess, but if grocery prices go down, if prices go down in general, that means people will have more money to spend. That would upstart the economy because it's a consumer-based U.S. economy. So I'm saying, and it's on this show, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this could be the beginning of the end. Like people maybe lose their minds and go, okay, the tariffs are off. Now what? Dump everything, dump everything. That's possible. But so far, TBC, I was sort of right about XMR, sort of. It still hasn't broken its all-time high, but it's getting there. And now I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good about my bet. To like an episode, I think it was the last episode I mentioned that, or 2 episodes ago. TBC, how do you feel about the Supreme Court doubting
if you've made it
tariffs?
39 minutes and 30 seconds in this crypto podcast to hear my opinion about okay, oh that's right.
Well,
my
it's more like
apologies.
40 minutes, 45 minutes.
We'll edit that out. Anyway, if you made it this far so that Jorge could gloat about him being right about the Supreme Court siding with him about tariffs, and then you're spinning that into bull market and crypto is going to pump. I think we're all in for some sort of rude awakening. What? At this point, I don't give a shit about tariffs. I don't give 2 shits about the economy or BlackRock or who's having dinner with CZ. I am so dejected, and all I want is just to enjoy a week where we just have nothing going on, where we could just like chill. I could go outside. I could enjoy the fall festivities, or if you're in, Latin America, the spring festivities, or not, I mean, like southern, whatever. It doesn't matter. Point, no one from there is listening. Point here is, I'm gonna stick some stuff in Beefy this week. I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna get some yield, and then I'm going to just disconnect. And then next week I'm gonna come on here, and Jorge is gonna be talking about tariffs again, and he's gonna connect his wallets and buy some Zcash. And it's going to be great. It's going to be great. I am going to be ecstatic. I'm not going to drink tonight. I'm not going to look at the market. I'm not going to look at the price of Bitcoin. I'm not going to pay attention to anything happening on X. I'm going to just ignore the world and live my life, Jorge. That's what's going to happen, because if I have to come on here next week and relive this nightmare that is the most depressing. We need to have, we need, like, you remember like back in the day, like local news stories would be like, murder, someone got murdered here, bank robber, the economy is going to shit. And then they would cut to the one story where the guy's like,
right.
Oh, and we went out to the bunny farm where baby bunnies were born, right? And they added they had a puff piece in there. We need to do some of that. We need to do a whole episode on just positivity. Maybe we should become...
Honestly, not a bad idea. I mean, I feel like I do. I mean, TBC, I feel like I do a pretty decent job of getting
our
a few
positive stories today, Jorge?
Even today.
No one gives a shit
ARK
about ARK.
buying the dip, Square using Bitcoin.
Nobody's going to use Square.
Coinbase doing ICOs. I mean, not ICOs. They're not calling it ICOs. They're calling it token sale platform.
35 minutes ago, you were talking how Michael Saylor is going to jump
ICOs
out of the
are a
building.
no-no.
Like,
I've never said that. I don't want Michael Saylor to hurt himself.
Prediction for next year.
I don't wish that on anyone.
Saylor hurts himself. Things are going from back. Listen. Jerome Powell, if you're not doing anything this week, I know you're the most busiest man in the world. If you want, we could do an interview with you, and we'll talk about anything but the Fed. You want to talk about golf? That's fine. You want to talk about fluffy bunnies? That's fine. Let's just try to heal the world again. That's what this podcast is going to turn into. We're going to heal the world, Jorge.
Yeah.
Because we tried to do it with crypto and building crypto, and it didn't work.
Make it a better place for you and for me.
The
anti-human race.
Is that what he says?
I kind of had.
Oh my god.
Yeah, dude, that Michael Jackson song.
Anyway, this has been the Beefy Pod. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Jorge's going to do his thing, and I'm going to say, love y'all.
Everybody, thank you for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, maybe share
about
this
us at
video
dinner.
with a family, friend, or family person. Share it with family. Anyway, thank you for watching the Beefy Pod from Beefy, the multi-chain yield optimizer, getting you some of the best yields in all of DeFi. We'll see you soon,
Awesome.
and
Bye, everybody.
be safe.